You all so much for being here. We are so excited to have so many people in the room, excited about lifting the community as a whole. And we really appreciate you coming out this early. Maybe I'll talk in a whisper the whole time because I know it's a little early. And we're grateful. And I want to do a big shout out to the Apparo team. If you're here, raise your hand. Of course you're here. You've been here since 5 o'clock in the morning for putting together this event. It just kind of feels like you're all in our living room having breakfast with us. It's kind of fun. May not feel that way to you, but does to me. So I get to talk to you about Apparo's mission, and we're always trying to make it relatable because even if you've been on our board for 6 years, even if you're our staff, sometimes it's hard to talk about what we do in a way that makes sense. So of course I'm going to have a story for you, and of course I'm going to ask you to get involved. So I'm going to start with, I want you to go back in time to your youth. Early driving. How many of you either had a clunker car or know somebody who did back somewhere in your youth? Okay, all right. Can you shout out some names of those cars? Do you remember what they were? Yeah. Yeah, see? Okay. So my friend Sally Sharp, she had a Dodge Dart. I remember the Dodge Dart. Yeah, you remember that too. So I had another friend who had a beat-up car, and this friend is a minister. And so his job was to, lift people up. And he was in a space where he had to do a lot of driving, and this beater was kind of a beater. It was a clunker and a huffing and a puffer. And one of the things that happened was the brake pedal broke. So, you push the brake pedal down, and then when you release it, it pops back up. Well, his pedal would go down, but it wouldn't pop back up. And so this was a problem. And it was a big problem for him because he had no money. He did not, because I can't get my car out of commission. I've got to keep going out and calling on people who are in need. I don't have the downtime. I certainly don't have any money to fix this thing, and this is going to be friggin' expensive. I cannot do that. So he went out, and he found a large rubber band. Have you ever seen these? You can put them around your garbage can. I put them on a couple of tables so you can pass them around and touch them if you want. And he hooked this on the gear shift on his car, which used to be, up next to the wheel for those of you who don't know that. Hooked that and then put it down on the pedal, and this gave it the resistance so that when he pushed on the pedal, it could come back up. And this solved his problem. And this solved his problem for 3 years. And he was happy, and it worked well. And how many of you out there might know how much it would cost to fix a pedal like that? Anybody have any idea? He had no idea. Shout out a number. $700. Oh my gosh, that could put a young guy under. I mean, it put me under now. So yeah, he was not going to do that. So one day a friend gets in his car and sees this and goes, "Oh my gosh, that is so dangerous. I cannot believe you're on the road. This is terrible." Well, it's working. It's perfectly fine. You got to go get this fixed. I got a friend over there. It's $150. That's it. And you don't have to leave your car. They'll just fix it. And so my friend was like, "Wow, I had no idea. I'll go do that because I don't want to be dangerous. I just happen to be dangerous." And so I think you can see where I'm going with this. So Apparo is like that friend. A lot of people think we're maybe the mechanic that you take the car to, but we're not. We're the friend. We're the friend who knows a lot about mechanics, who does some stuff in our backyard and can help you with stuff. But we can really help somebody who has a lot of issues move forward in the nonprofit space. So nonprofits often think that they can get by with a bare minimum. They either can't or they think they can't afford better. They may not even know what better is. They know the rubber band. For these nonprofits, it also feels like a rubber band will just have to do. So they huff and puff along like my friend's car with their outdated software, their overflowing Excel workbooks, maybe even paper, files, and workflows that waste money and time and put important data at risk. But it doesn't have to be that way. And we, at Apparo, and many of you in the room, know this to be true. Apparo helps nonprofits by connecting them to skilled volunteers, resources, and education that they so desperately need to move past their rubber band fixes. This makes the solutions to their needs both accessible and flexible, pun intended. To date, Apparo has served over 500 nonprofits in the greater Charlotte area, and it's amazing the service capacity we've unlocked in doing so. We're talking about more than 500,000 individual needs in the community that are addressed, and that number is growing. In the past 12 months alone, we've delivered 13,000 hours of service. And that service has meant that every dollar that you or anyone else, a funder, gives to this organization is able to be leveraged to result in $1.67 worth of value to our area nonprofits. Our mission, Apparo's mission, is unlocking these nonprofits' missions and multiplying their impact.